Okay, good afternoon, folks. I just wanted to make a quick video just to update you on my accounts. Quite a tough day today, and unfortunately, I blew all 4 of my PA accounts. So, as you can guess, I feel pretty sick, pretty physically sick. That's the most I've blown in one go. I think I've generally blown one at a time in the past, but this is the first time I've had a lump sum of them, and I've managed to blow them all today. I took a couple of losses and it just messed with my head a little bit, and one thing led to another, and I feel physically sick. It's a horrible feeling. I know people other traders who've blown accounts, and other guys I've talked to, and there's no worse a feeling. Blowing one account's one thing, but blowing 4 accounts, I know traders who've blown 20 accounts, and probably not a patch on how they felt, but it happens. It's happened today. Now I can do one or two things. I can give up and go back to sort of my normal life, where I go back my normal daily work, or I can sort of try and bounce back for it. But I've been doing this now for this style of trading for a little over 2 years. So I'm still relatively inexperienced, and I still have those moments where I have those tough times. But today happened to have 2 quite big losses. I don't know why they were unusually large, but 2 losses were about $750, which is unusual. The bars didn't seem that big, but I just happened to trade on 2 larger bars. So I feel pretty low. It's a horrible feeling. And it is what it is. It happens. Now, what I'm going to do from now on, I'm going to change things. Now, I've noticed sometimes the live streaming affects me a little bit. Not so much the live streaming, more some of the comments. Now, most of the comments, 98% of the comments are good and positive, but sometimes people can be a bit negative. Sometimes after the stream, I've had some negative comments, but I was warned about that you will get some of the naysayers, and some people just like to see you not do very well. I don't quite understand why, but I understand that out there. There was a few other streamers warned me when I started, but I sort of like doing it because I found it's helped me to a degree. But whether I'm not concentrating properly or what, or the trouble is sometimes when you read a comment and you can't unread it. So I think for that reason, what I'm going to do is still live stream, but I'm going to remove comments so I don't get comments. So I'll still trade the same way and I'll still talk, but I think removing the comments, it's not just that, some people say, well, just don't read the comments. But I know sometimes you'll get some people, and it's very few, that will say, oh, you're doing it wrong, you've done this, you've done that, when in a lot of, I don't know whether they've been doing it 2 years or 2 minutes. But when sometimes people are talking about you and that, it's just so. What I wanted to do is thank everybody that's helped me and supported me and given me tips and advice. You guys know you've been doing it now since I started streaming about 8 months ago. I've had some great support, and I really appreciate all the supportive comments that you guys have given me. I really genuinely do. But I think it might help me if I remove comments altogether. So what I'll do is I'll stream the normal way, where I'll just chit chat as I'm doing it. I may do a bit of background music, I don't know, but I kind of like the way that I sort of talk through what I'm seeing. So I'm just going to try that for a while. So I'll remove comments so people can watch exactly the same. And, if you see my channels and you can compare them to yours, it might help you. But just sometimes, just some comments. They're just, I had one the other day saying, for some reason, say your blow up's coming, whatever. Just some people they just love to say negative stuff. I don't quite know why people do it, but people seem to get a kick out of you. And when I say some people, I mean very few people. But some people seem to get a kick out of you just failing or not doing too well. But they are out there. I understand that. Some people do it for some reason. I don't quite understand why, but it happens. So I'm thinking if I just don't have comments on the channel, but I'll still be here chit-chatting as usual. It might just help keep my head a little bit clearer. Now, I have an evaluation which goes live the day after tomorrow. So where are we now? 20th. So it goes live on the 30th. So I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'm going to have a break for the day, and I'm going to come back with just the one evaluation. But what I'm going to do is trade it how I traded before a little bit. I've just looked back at some of my videos, and what I did before is I went for generally more points. Now I know that can equal losses, but for instance, I've just come back to the chart a minute. I've just opened it, so it's a live chart at the moment. I have just seen that second entry long, and we've got these highs. So a lot of times what I'd have done there is I'd have extended my take profit and just followed it up bar by bar. And if you look, bar, 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 if I'd have followed that bar by bar, I'd have got stopped out there. So that would have given me about 11.25 points. Now, you are going to lose the odd trade. You're going to lose more trades like that naturally. But when you do win some trades, you often sort of counteract those quite comfortably. I think this is where I started going on that triple test. Now, unfortunately, I was watching. I had a flick through at Bart, and he took that same triple test. Now, sometimes we get a leg down, and yeah, I understand it's congested, but sometimes I was watching the market the other day, same sort of thing here. We've got congestion here, and 1, 2, 3, that triple test shot up. So it's just one of those things, really. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, but you can clearly see there's congestion there, and you can clearly see there's congestion there. Maybe something like that. We've come down, 1, 2, 3. I know we've made a new low from this, and that means it could go up, but we did sort of, with the exception of this, continue to go down a bit, but it was a triple test nonetheless. And yeah, I suppose you can say it's congested, but sometimes it does a little bit, and that one's equally the same. And that 1, 2, 3 triple test seemed to work. So it's just one of those things. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, but for some reason, I just had quite large losses. I don't know why. That was 2.5 points, so a tick above, tick below. That's 3 points. I gave it an extra tick. That's 3.25 points, so that's $325 and something similar. So I'm really angry with myself and really frustrated myself, and I went downstairs, put my head in my hands, and I'm just sort of in disbelief. Now, I know trading's not easy, and I know I had a chat to Wilson a few days ago. He messaged me and said he'd had some problems himself. He'd blown 20 accounts, and also the young guy, Moo Trades, both really nice people. Now, I don't understand why some people really do negative stuff. I don't. If I know someone's had a tough time, I'm quite happy to support them, and I do. Are generally not negative with anybody, and I don't know why some people are, but just some little comments just stick inside your head, and they just affect how you trade. And I suppose it's the way the world works, isn't it? But I think it might be a better option for me to just have a clearer head and not have comments. Now, whether I'll change that back at some point, but I will continue to chit chat, because I find when I talk through things, it helps me. It helps me think a bit clearer. But as I mentioned earlier, I've been going for a couple of points lately. and it's been really slow going. So some people might say, well, that's trading. It is. But before, when I was taking trades before and I went for more points, things seemed to build a bit quicker. So as I mentioned, for instance, that trade there, second entry long, what I tended to do before was just drag my take profit up and then just move my stop up per bar, and then some you win, some you lose. But if I'd have done that, I'd have got a nice chunk. What did I say that was? From there. So we got a little leg up, second entry long. Now, it's a little bit of ways from the EMA, but if you follow that, in fact, let's just do that quick channel from here. It's actually clearer, so that I like that. I think that fits really nice in all fairness. So as Max says, the channel's more important than the EMA, and on the 1,000 tick chart it's even clearer. So we've got a clear second entry long, so I'd have probably taken that. Now, as I say, I'm going to start just taking my profit up and just trying to squeeze as much as I can out of it. So as I say, if I'd have taken up to each bar, it would have stopped me out there. So on that particular trade, I would have taken about, say, 11 points comfortably. Now, 2 trades like that and you've got your account up, but it's taken me 26, 27 days to get my 2 accounts up to about $2,200. So I seem to be averaging about $100 a day or a little bit less, and it does seem to take a long time. So I was just looking through some of my trades. Some of my trades were a bit risky before, but some of my earlier trading, I had some good sort of moves. So if you look at these trades, some of these good trades like this really move. But obviously, if there's scope to move, then that's fair enough. If I'm coming to the top of a channel or it's in a smaller channel, obviously I won't be going for maximum points because, you've only got a certain amount of distance. If I've got a distance from top to bottom of 6 points, there's no point in, racking it up. But trades like that where we have a leg and a couple of legs back, if we were going to have another leg, you'd certainly maybe expect to get something in the region of there, which is still about 8.5 points. So I seem to average, the first time I started streaming, I seem to average around about $400 to $600 a day, which is 4 to 6 times I'm averaging now. Now, you can look at that 2 different ways. Some people might think, slow and steady, but it was working nice before. So I think sometimes when markets are moving, I used to watch the Gorilla Trader a lot of times, and he would say it's not so much how many times you win or lose, it's how much you make when you win. But so many times, if you get a good setup, we get a leg down here, a second entry long. Now, there wasn't there, I think, on the... let's have a look. There may have been on one earlier. So, for instance, if you had a leg down there and a second entry long, you would likely expect the market to come down to here, which it did. So it's not, but let's say it is. There's like 9.5 points there. So I think as I'm just going back to the one PA account, and I haven't got a lot of them, I'm going to try trading the way I used to when I first started streaming, because I seem to have more success. Now, I still had the same issues in the end with a big loss one day because I got a bit silly picking tops. But, it's just the sort of way it is, really. But I am frustrating myself. I'm just angry that I was stupid enough that I just lost control and just went to get lucky and it went and bit me. Now, I did have a message from someone a week ago, just out the blue, for no real reason, saying you're I forget what it was. I think he said something, I don't know, but basically what he was saying is your blow-up's coming. So I don't know why some people say stuff like that, but they are out there. But I've always been nothing but supportive with people because I know how tough it is. And saying just negative stuff for the hell of saying negative stuff. It's just one of those things. There is I'm not trading now, but Obviously my trading's done, but there is a channel up with 2 legs down, a little bit of sideways and a higher low there, so that probably might be a trade that you may take. So, but there you go. So I thought I'd just make a quick video. So I'm going to have tomorrow off and just take a break, and then I'm going to start back on Wednesday with just a 1 PA and just focus on, you know, carrying back on. Initially it dawned on me, should I give up? Is this, you know, but then I'm thinking, well, okay, I've only been doing it a little over 2 years. It takes time. This is the first time I've blown any more than one account in a row, because really, up until a while ago, there is a higher low there. I'd have probably taken that. So just out of interest, I'm going to mark that one as a trade that I would take. And let's sort of follow up. It's also a failure, but we got a nice measured leg there. Prices have held on the EMA, so that's something I may take. But yeah, I'm just going to try trade a bit different, see if I can't build the accounts a little bit quicker, because they weren't nice the way I traded them before. So it's trial and error anyway, but I think I'd feel a little bit better without the comments. Most of the comments are good and supportive, but sometimes you'll read something and it'll stick in your head and you'll doubt yourself, or it'll affect your bias. So, okay, so there's a makeshift trade there. It'll affect your bias. I was warned that it could happen, but I still kind of like doing it because it helps me think out loud, and if it helps anybody else out there, that's fine. Excuse me. So that's it for now. I just wanted to put people in the picture. As I say, I really do appreciate all the support and supportive comments and help and tips and advice that you guys have given me since I started streaming back in December, end of December, beginning of January. But, you know, I suppose it was a possibility this could happen. Things were going really well, but it's one of those things. Things happen sometimes. Trade's not easy, and, you know, as I say, I know people who've blown 20 accounts, so I can't imagine how they must feel. But I just wanted to put you guys in the picture, so I really do appreciate all your comments. So as from Wednesday, I've disabled the comments, so you guys can still watch, and I'll still be chit-chatting as normal. But as I say, the only difference is there's going to be no comments, and I will go for more points. What I tend to do is let it have a push, and then I'll just drop in my stop and try and secure more points. But I really seem to be struggling at the moment to get some decent points in a trade, and I seem to be sort of focusing around the $80, $100-ish per day on average. But I don't know whether it's the right thing to do, but I have looked over some of my older videos, and I seem to average $400 to $600 per day. Now, granted, you're going to lose the odd trade. There's no two ways about it. But as I'm back to 1 PA account, there's a lot less risk on the table, so to speak. So that's what I'm going to do. So once again, I appreciate all your comments, and I'll be back again on Wednesday. Hopefully by then, or maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday, we should have some better offers. Better discount offers, but I'm just going to stick with this one account just for the time being, just for the next week or two, and I'm going to play it by ear and see if I can't build it up and see how we get on. So once again, thanks for all your support, and I'll be back on Wednesday, but it'll just be a little bit quieter. No comments, but I'll still be there chit-chatting away. So thanks very much. Good luck in your trading, and I'll be back day after tomorrow.